Some people seem ordinary until the room gets noisy, the problem gets messy, and their mind quietly does something most people never notice. High intelligence is often imagined as speed, big words, or obvious success. But the real signs are usually softer. They show up in pauses, questions, and the way a person handles uncertainty. From the outside, those traits can look like awkwardness, hesitation, or distance. That is why highly intelligent people are often misunderstood, and why many people miss these signs in themselves. What matters here is not a label, it is the pattern underneath it. Because once these subtle traits become easier to see, a lot of behavior starts making more sense, and some of what once looked strange begins to look deeply human. One of the easiest signs to miss is discomfort with easy answers. A highly intelligent person is not always the first to speak. That pause is easy to mistake for insecurity, but many times the mind is checking other angles, hidden costs, and missing pieces. While other people feel relief in a simple answer, that person keeps noticing what does not fit. This happens because an intelligent mind often detects patterns quickly. It sees links, consequences, and contradictions. That can make a person look overly careful, but the real issue is usually honesty. Certainty feels false when reality is more complicated. That same pattern shows up in the questions a person asks. Highly intelligent people often ask questions to test the frame itself. Instead of asking what should be done, they may wonder why this seems like the only option. Instead of accepting the surface problem, they start looking under it. That can make conversations deeper, but it can also make ordinary chatter feel thin. Another subtle sign is the ability to hold two opposing ideas at once. This does not mean confusion. It means tolerance for complexity. A person can believe someone meant well and still caused harm. A person can feel grateful for a relationship and still know it was unhealthy. Intelligence often shows up in that ability to stay with contradiction long enough for something more honest to emerge. That is not always pleasant. It can be tiring. People with sharp minds often overthink, but overthinking is not the same as intelligence. Sometimes the mind is looping in fear. Other times it is examining, comparing, and refining. Highly intelligent people can do both. They may replay conversations, rethink decisions, or test every possible outcome long after everyone else has moved on. From the outside, this looks like indecision. On the inside, it often feels like the mind refusing a false sense of closure. That refusal also makes intelligent people less impressed by status. They are often more interested in how a person thinks than in how polished that person appears. A title may matter less than clarity. Confidence may matter less than coherence. This is why highly intelligent people can seem oddly unmoved by social performance. They notice when charm is covering weak logic. They notice when authority depends more on pressure than reasoning. Because they notice that many of them become careful with language. They may choose words slowly. They may correct themselves mid-sentence. They may say maybe, or it depends more often than others. Some people hear that and assume weakness. But often, it is intellectual honesty. A thoughtful mind knows how easily language can flatten reality, so instead of sounding bold, it sounds precise. There is also a trait that gets mistaken for emotional distance. Highly intelligent people are often deeply observant of social behavior. They pick up tone shifts, contradictions, and small changes in expression. They notice what is said, but also what is avoided. That kind of attention can make them seem quiet in groups. While other people are reacting, they are also tracking the room. This creates a social burden. The more a person sees, the harder it can be to stay relaxed. Forced warmth does not feel comforting. Group excitement can feel less convincing when the emotional current underneath it says something else. So the intelligent person may pull back a little, not because people do not matter, but because too much is being noticed at once. Another subtle trait is a complicated relationship with praise. A highly intelligent person may work hard and still feel unsatisfied by vague compliments. Not because praise is unwanted, but because general approval feels empty. Good job does not explain anything. A sharp mind wants to know what worked, what was thoughtful, what was original. That need for detail often looks like self-criticism. When a person can imagine a better version of the work, the current version can feel painfully incomplete. This is one reason intelligent people can seem hard to please. Their standard is not always ego. Sometimes it is awareness. They can see the gap between what exists and what could exist. And once that gap is visible, it is hard to ignore. The strange part is that this does not always produce confidence. Quite often, it produces humility. A person who knows a little may feel certain. A person who knows more often becomes more aware of what is still unknown. That is why truly intelligent people are not always eager to declare themselves right. The more they learn, the more they see how much remains unclear. In cultures that reward certainty over reflection, this can look unimpressive. Psychologically, it makes sense. There is also the quiet trait of changing one's mind. Many people think intelligence means defending a position well, but one of the strongest signs of intelligence is the ability to update a position without feeling destroyed by it. That requires enough inner security to let truth matter more than pride. A rigid mind protects identity. A flexible mind protects accuracy. That flexibility often comes with another hidden cost. Intelligent people can feel out of sync with everyday life. They may get bored quickly with repetition. They may lose interest when conversations stay on the surface too long. They may feel drained in places where image matters more than substance. This can make them seem restless or hard to satisfy, but beneath that is often a need for mental depth. The mind wants friction. It wants meaning. This is why some highly intelligent people look lazy when they are actually under-challenged. When the task feels empty, motivation drops. When the problem becomes real, energy returns. A person who seemed distracted all day can suddenly become intensely focused when something truly interesting appears. That shift is easy to misunderstand. It is not always a discipline problem. Sometimes it is the nervous system waking up in the presence of real complexity. And then there is humor. Intelligence often hides inside humor because humor depends on timing, contrast, and surprise. A quick, dry joke can reveal an extremely fast mind. On the surface, it looks playful. Underneath, it is pattern recognition happening in real time. Still, none of these traits guarantee wisdom. A brilliant mind can still be emotionally immature. Intelligence can analyze pain without healing it. That matters because people often confuse being mentally quick with being psychologically whole. And that confusion hides the central realization. The clearest sign of high intelligence is not how much a person knows, it is how that person relates to not knowing. That is where the subtle traits begin to connect. The careful language, the discomfort with simple answers, the quiet observation, the ability to hold contradiction, the openness to changing a view. These are not random habits. They grow from the same psychological strength, the ability to stay in contact with complexity without running from it. A less flexible mind often needs fast closure. It grabs a clean story and protects it. But a highly intelligent mind can stay with uncertainty longer. It can leave a question open. It can resist the pressure to pretend. That does not make life easier. In some ways, it makes life heavier. There are more layers to notice, more motives to question, more unintended consequences to imagine, more awareness of how fragile certainty really is. But it also changes perception. It allows a person to see that people are rarely just one thing. That silence can mean thought, not emptiness. That slowness can be depth. That doubt can be honesty. And once that becomes clear, the old image of intelligence starts to fall apart. Because the smartest person in the room may not be the loudest one, or the fastest one, or the one with the most polished answer. It may be the one who listens a little longer, the one who notices what everyone rushed past, the one who asks the question that quietly changes the whole conversation, the one who stays careful when everyone else is becoming certain. And maybe that is why these traits are so easy to miss. They do not always shine. They can look like hesitation, sensitivity, or distance. But beneath those quieter behaviors, something else may be happening. A mind may be refusing to flatten reality just to feel comfortable. A mind may be protecting nuance in a world that keeps trying to crush it into something simple. A mind may be staying awake to contradictions other people need to ignore. And that kind of intelligence rarely announces itself. It just keeps noticing, questioning, revising, and seeing more than it can easily say, until even its silence begins to carry a kind of weight, and the room changes a little around it, even if nobody can fully explain why that feeling lingers after.